Hi guys, welcome back to Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop. This is Stumpy Grump with a progress video on the Monogram 1999 Mustang SVT Cobra. Okay, so here you see the parts layout for this one. The first thing I do is to remove all the excess flash and all that from the body and all the other parts. Then on the body, I sand off all the mold separation lines and parting lines and all that kind of stuff. And then I deepen the paddle lines with my dental pick and the back of my number 11 blade. Then everything gets washed in a sink full of Dawn dishwater and scrubbed and then set out to dry, usually overnight. Then it's time for primer. For this, I use all Stynylrez primers. Here's some Stynylrez black primer parts. And here's the rest of the parts in Stynylrez gray primer. I only used the two on this one, black and gray. I didn't use any white for this build. So with the body and primer, it's time to tape off the stripes. I decided to go with 4mm separation between the stripes on this one. So I made a template to find the center point of the hood, which was pretty difficult, but I did it. And I put in 2mm Tamiya tape for curves on each side of the center point. Here you can see on the hood and the front end of the car. I use the same process for the rear of the car, taking the stripes all the way down below the bumper. I decided to go with 12mm stripes all the way around instead of the 10mm that I used on the last build. So I put another 2mm strip of the tape for curves down, followed by a 10mm strip of my regular Tamiya tape right next to each other. I did that on the front and the back of the car and on both sides. Then I put a strip of the 10mm Tamiya tape right up against the other tape to form the stripe on both sides and at the back of the car. Here you see the back of the car, how that looks. And here's the overhead, stripes taped off and ready for paint. I put down some white Stynylrez primer first, followed by the Anita's metallic white for the stripe. Okay, so that brings us where we're at today. I've got some of the parts in aluminum. You see the exhaust and some of the engine parts. I did the valve covers and the intake in green stuff foil chrome. I'm going to knock that down a little bit with either some satin or some matte clear. A few parts done in black for the suspension, and a few of the hoses and stuff for the engine. And you see I got the engine, transmission in aluminum, and the engine in black. So flip it over, and I just use satin clear over the Stynylrez primer, and then I just brushed on some matte clear for the gas tank. Nothing fancy there. And we'll move on to the interior parts. A base coat, I did the country gray for the main color of the interior. See the dashboard. I'll two-tone that. I'll put the next color on top of that yet, but this is where we're at right now. Center console, same thing. More detail painting to get it where it should be. The front seats. Ready for their second color. Door panels. Haven't decided if I'm going to two-tone the door panels yet or not, and I think I probably will. And the interior tub. I'll get the second color painted on that. Then I'll run some masking tape along here, and I'll get the embossing powder in for the carpet, and then paint the carpet color. When it's time for the body color, I'll just tape it off like so and do the engine bay there. Steering wheel and steering column. Those will need their second color too. And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and give you another shot of the body where it sits. You see the pearl or metallic white stripes. I did put a couple coats of clear on it. It should help hold it while I tape it off. Not really necessary, but a little extra insurance. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Tune in for more progress updates on this one and some more content. Thanks for watching.